does transfer spin exist? I used to 100% believe that it did, and now I'm probably about 75% certain that it doesn't. But, and here's a weird thing, there's 3 shots that I still play today as if transfer spin does exist. And the reason that I do it is because there's one of them that's almost impossible, and transfer spin makes it possible. And there's a couple of others that by playing transfer spin, it makes them a lot easier to actually play the shot. Now, I will show you these 3 shots because you should always play them this way. It will make things a lot easier. But then I'll explain what I think is happening instead of the ball actually transferring spin onto the object ball. So, sounds intriguing. Let's see how it goes. Let's get right into it. So, just quickly before I start, I just want to explain what transfer spin actually is, just in case there's some viewers watching this who haven't heard of it. All it is essentially is putting some kind of spin on the cue ball and it imparts the opposite spin on the object ball. So for example, if you put backspin on the cue ball, it should impart a little bit of topspin on the object ball. Now, the theory behind why that happens is actually very sound. If you think about it, when the 2 balls come into contact, they don't go like this and boom, they go separate ways. You know, there's more than one contact point there, and especially because the cue ball is moving while the object ball is stationary. So at that point of contact, the cue ball has got more force behind it, so it's obviously going to contact the object ball in more than one place. Now, when I do explain it, I like to talk about it in terms of cogs. So if you think about 2 cogs that are coming into contact each other, if this first cog is your cue ball and it's got topspin on it, it's going to go that way. Now, when it comes into contact with the second cog, it's going to drive it down the way. So that second cog is your object ball, and it's now got backspin on it. You do the opposite, so put backspin on your cue ball, comes into contact with the second cog, and it goes up the way like it's got topspin on it. And that's all that transfer spin is. So, with that in mind, let me now show you 3 shots where you should impart that knowledge. Okay, so the first shot that we want to play with spin is when we've got a pot down the cushion. And you want to do this because it actually makes the pot a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and miss this one by hitting the cushion first and hitting it plain ball. So you can see that we missed it. Now I'm going to try and hit the same part of the, well, bonus there. I'm going to try and hit the same part of the cushion, but this time I'm going to put left-hand spin on the object ball. And you can see that we bodied that. So that left-hand spin makes that shot a lot easier. So what we want to do now is if we want to get left-hand spin on the object ball, we put right-hand spin on the cue ball. So now I'm going to try and attempt to pot this, but I'm not going to pot it clean. I want to try and hit it off the cushion. So it might take me a couple of goes to get this right. Well, let's see if we can do it. Oh, we did it first go. So you can see that I actually hit the cushion maybe about there, and it still managed to pot it. So there's an example of spin helping one shot. Let's look at the next one. Now, the next shot where we want to get spin on the object ball is when we've got a skill shot like this. So we want to pot the red ball and the yellow ball in one shot. So let's forget the cue ball at the moment. So what you want is the yellow ball to pot the red ball, and you want top spin on the yellow ball so it falls down like that. So to do that, we want to get backspin on the cue ball, which imparts topspin on the yellow ball. Just like that. Now, I just want to give you one extra tip on this type of shot, and it's about the pace. So playing bottom on that shot will help, but the most important thing on this shot is pace. And it's because when you hit the ball, it skids or slides before it starts to rotate. Now, the harder you hit it, the further it will skid. And it's the same when it contacts the object ball. Once it contacts that, the object ball is going to skid first and then start rotating. Now, it's a forward rotation that will take it in past the red ball. So the harder you hit it, the further it's going to skid, the harder the shot is going to be. So you don't want to hit it hard. Because you see, we did get, if I'd hit it better, I probably would have went in, but we didn't get much forward momentum on it at all. So the most important tip is to hit that one nice and soft. It's now time for my favourite transfer spin shot, because this one at first looks like it's impossible. Let's say we've got a bank shot that we want to make in here, but it's not quite on. If we hit it, we're going to miss on this side. What you would normally do, but what we can't do in this shot, is you would hit the yellow ball on the right-hand side, but if we do that, we're going to get a double kiss. So, let's get to transfer spin. If we hit this, we know that it's missing on the right-hand side, so we want to get a little bit of left-hand side on the object ball. To get left-hand side on the object ball, we put right-hand side on the cue ball. And now we can make that shot. So there you go. There's 3 shots that you should play with transfer spin. Hopefully you appreciate those tips on their own. If you do, hit me with a like and a subscribe. But I don't believe in transfer spin. So something else is happening on that shot, and I'm about to explain to you now what I think it is. And if you disagree or if you've got another theory, let me know in the comments. So let's find out. What I believe is actually happening on those shots is something called side-induced throw. And I just want to give a quick demonstration on what this is. I want to put this red ball in that pocket, but I can't see enough of the angle. If I hit it, I'm hitting about there, I'm probably going to miss it about here. So what I can do is I can put left-hand spin on the cue ball and hopefully pot that red ball. Just like that. Now, what's happening there with the side-induced throw is back to that point that I made, that when the cue ball contacts the object ball, it's not one contact and then they go separate ways. That cue ball was spinning with left-hand spin like that, so when it comes into contact with the object ball, it throws it to the right like that. And that's why we could make that shot that we couldn't actually see the potting angle in. So let me now show you what I think is happening on each of those 3 shots that I said to play with transfer spin. Let's start with this shot down the cushion again. Remember, we hit a cushion first and we put left-hand spin on it and we still managed to bump fall. Now, if we take this object ball out a little bit and play left-hand spin and try and hit the same part of the cushion, we get nowhere near it. So what I think is happening is that the object ball is being thrown, so if it starts here, it's being thrown to a different position before it actually hits the cushion. So it's getting, the closer the object ball is to the cushion, the easier that shot is going to be. So if you remember the skill shot that we played, we put a little bit of backspin on the cue ball. Now what I think it's doing is it's throwing or deflecting the object ball forward. And by that, I mean it's just getting it to start rotating quicker than if you played it playing ball. And then the last one was our bank shot. Remember, I hit that and the object ball hit about there, so I put right-hand spin on the cue ball to try and get it to check to the left. So what's happening is the cue ball is rotating like that. When it comes into the contact with the object ball is no longer making contact with the cushion there. It is being thrown to about there, which means it's at a better angle for that. But the cue ball is still contacted at full ball, and if we put a little bit of bottom on it as well, it means that we avoid that double kiss. Just like that. Now, if you like those tips on how to play those 3 shots, then you're going to love the video that's on screen just now, because there's 31 of them in only 60 minutes. So please check it out.